Well, I should say something about leading and guidance. And when you have a conflict of opportunity and you don't know which one to take and one excludes the other, 3 appointments at the same time on the same day, which do you choose? Well, surprisingly, well, I found it surprising anyway, my leading is that you take the one where you're fitting best. Quite literally the one where God is blessing you the most. You've got food on a table, a smorgasbord, what do? You take the one that you're drawn to most. Do that. That's where you're supposed to be. So, you got 3 possible hosts. One is a bit indifferent to you at the minute. Another, is pressing for your company, but things don't seem to fit. Cancellations and, just... And where do you want to be? Well, that's where you should be. God is not pressing you against your will. He is blessing you in your will and meeting your will. Hence, in the secular, my mum had the thing, beware of what you desire, for you will surely have it. God will make sure you have it. Because this is the lesson you need. We're only here for lessons. And we've chosen to be here because they're good lessons. It's a good school. We're delighted to be. When I went to Essex University, I chose it. I chose it above applying to Oxford or Cambridge. I actually did put down as possible options LSE and Brighton, which was, what's that called, Sussex University. And I can't remember what else. And I put Sussex down first. And when I was at the interview, they said, and if you are offered this, I was worn out by this stage, having been interrogated by 3 academics. Said, well, will you accept it? I said, no, I'm going to Essex. Why? Because Essex had given an open door to me. I just said, your qualifications are good, really good. You can come. If you'd like an interview, by all means, we'll give you one. I mean, this was their policy. This wasn't, particularly personal to me, but I just thought, that's the place for me. I don't need to go across the countryside. I'll stay in my own county. This is contrary to the culture of student life back in the 60s, in 1960s, in England, where young people going to university, they'd go across the country. They wouldn't stay near mum and dad or anything, But not Marshall. He wants to stay near the familiar. Yeah, but do you see, it was an open door. You go through it then. If that, if that's what's attracting you, if you think, I'd like to do that, really. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't want to let anyone down, but I'm in a situation where I must let someone down. All right. Do the one you want to do. Where you feel most happy and most received. What's been the most blessing to you? Well, Probably your wife and family and kids. Perhaps it's your friends. Whatever it is. That's where you should be. I mean, assuming they're wanting you at the minute. If for some reason they're not, well, that's absolutely fine. That leaves you free to do whatever else you'd like to do. It's not rocket science. I mean, that would exclude the less able amongst us. God doesn't exclude any of his children. And incidentally, he could give us brilliance and insight just like that if he so chooses. And would, no doubt, if it were a blessing to us. But I am what I am because he is what he is. And has chosen according to his goodness and loving kindness. That is our trust. And who would want to live by any other? That would be madness. We follow, we're devoted to, we worship loving God. Most able, most lovable too. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.